Welcome back, A-listers. This is the week of June 20th. I'm
And
Francisco.
I'm Andres.
This is Put It on the List, where we discuss everything in entertainment and streaming. This week we talk about a trifecta of great shows. We add some stuff to the list. We, wink wink, break down a couple of trailers. We also pick a new double feature for you guys. Andres tries to recover from his tragic pick last week. Get your shit together. Two nerds, one pod. Let's go. What's up, man? How are you today?
Well, how are you?
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
We got some cool stuff to talk
Oh, yeah.
about. Just to drop it off from the beginning. I'm a Warriors fan. I know you live up there, and I'm excited. The Warriors won a championship, and
Yeah, it's been
it was
a
exciting.
year at least.
Fun times. It's been two, bro. I mean, it's been
no.
longer.
Oh,
I
no.
think 3 years. So, I mean, they've won 4 in 8 years. So, moving on, right? We got some segment called News and Tidbits.
Meeting it off.
It is what it is.
Meeting it off.
We got first bit of information. It's a sad one. We're gonna start with this. Rest in peace, Mr. Tim Sale, famous and fantastic comic book artist.
Yeah.
I know that we love comic books and we read a lot of his stuff.
Yeah.
And what's your relationship with Tim Sale, buddy?
I first got into his stuff when he actually, in the 90s, early 90s, Jim Lee started Image Comics. It was like the biggest thing since like Marvel, DC, and this third company came up called Image. They started their whole line. It was all crazy spandex superheroes, which is what you did in the early 90s. And from there, Jim Lee took off to do a second book that was a non-superhero book called, I think it was Death Blow. It was like this military type book. And it was a different style. It was like more of a Frank Miller style. And it was a non-superhero book for Jim Lee. The first book I think he's done since like 10 years previous, non-superhero-ish. And he was only on it for a couple of issues to get it kickstarted. It was awesome. And he had to have an artist come in and take over after Jim Lee, which is a huge shoes to fill, as you would guess. Because Jim Lee was probably the biggest artist, might still be the biggest artist in comics today. And they got this little unknown guy, or slightly known, called Tim Sale to take over. And this guy came in and knocked it out of the park. And I thought that was like amazing to see his stuff. I'm like, damn, this guy's cool. He's got his own style, but he can just figure out how to tell a story just as well. And then he went on to do so many books, like Long Halloween and its sequel of Dark Victory. Then he went on to Marvel to do like Daredevil Yellow, Captain America Blue, I think it was, or White. He had all these different series like Hulk Gray, and he had this very painterly style. But I'm chatting too long. How about you? What was your representation?
Yeah, man, I remember his style was the unique, and I love how he played with shadows and the noir aspect of it.
Super noir.
You know, the just the creative way of using all the shadows and light and the light source and all that. So I appreciate all the little nuances he had with his work. But yeah, like the highlights for me are again the Long Halloween and Dark Victory.
And he had a style that
he's
was
gonna
so
be missed.
unique. I loved his style. It was so illustrative yet comic, and how he would just depict all these different characters as just everyone's over the top. Like everything's exaggerated, but it totally works for the story they're trying to tell. Oh man, it was so cool. It was so cool. It was very like watercolory, the way he would render his stuff. It was just amazing. And the one nerd tidbit is the Batman, the film that came out, was it last year? No, it was this year, March. The new Batman film is loosely based on The Long Halloween, which Tim Sale was an artist on. And I thought that was a pretty cool thing. And I'm glad he at least got to see that before he passed away. That must have been a really amazing thing for him.
Yeah.
So super bummed, Tim Sale.
Yeah, rest in peace. Condolences to him and his family. I mean, to his family and friends. Moving on, we got a little spin-off show. It's a Jon Snow spin-off from Game of Thrones. Been a couple years since Game of Thrones ended. You know, had a rough ending for some people. How are you feeling about Jon Snow coming back a couple years after that everything happened?
If they keep the stupid showrunners away from who did the Game of Thrones final season, those two dudes, give it to some fresh hands, I think there's plenty of story to be told. Plenty of story. Jon Snow was a highlight character for me. I mean, everybody loved Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. That's all I could say. If they could redeem somehow the last season with this show, hell yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how much into the future they're gonna go into. You know what? I wasn't as critical as a lot of people were with the last season and stuff. I enjoyed it. I haven't gone back to rewatch it. Some of those climactic battle scenes are amazing. Some of those, you know, the Battle of the Bastards and all that, man, that was epic.
Dude, epic.
You know, so the ending, the last episode, I'm like, what else are they gonna do, man? She had to die. You know, so
yeah, but they could have. There's so many. I don't want to get into it, but yeah, I was very disappointed.
I'm just saying I wasn't as critical. I wasn't as critical as other people were, and I enjoyed it, and I took it for where it was. And now, I'm just curious to see how far along it's gonna be. I wonder if he's gonna be out there like above the wall or wherever the wall used to be, and he's just gonna be a ranger. It's gonna be like, save of the week kind of thing, and but yeah, I'm just curious that we're on the timeline of it.
I hope they make it. If they do it just a character piece. You don't have to have a giant battle. Like, don't do any of that. Just like living in that world alone is interesting enough. If they could just pull it off and make an interesting character piece, what would be a cool one? Him falling in love again. Just like a normal, like the Wildling thing didn't work out and Daenerys didn't work out. But I guess if you're a ranger, I think you can, right? Isn't that the rule?
Yeah.
Wait,
it's like a vow.
Did he go back to being?
But that was part of the watch.
Yeah, I don't think he's part of the watch.
Isn't that part of the watch?
Yeah, but he's just kind of banished. So I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. I just hope they make it cool. And yeah, if he finds love, good for him.
All right, moving on. We got things we watched this week.
All right. But let's get into this. This is going to be good.
Yeah. All right. Things we watched. The season finale of Barry. And we're going to go ahead and do we want to start with spoilers or are we going to do the other thing?
Let's just right now from this whole segment is going to be spoilers. We're just not even going to try to pretend like it's anything but. So we're just going to let loose from the whole season. And one of the things we're also going to talk about towards the end after this whole thing is our top 3 Hank moments. We got to get into that.
Yeah.
But starting out, dude, season 3, Barry, fire away.
The last 3 episodes were like a 10 for me.
Dude,
it was amazing. Dude. It was amazing. I couldn't get enough, and I like how I feel like this season there was a lot more symbolism and a lot more subtext and a lot of like deeper meaning to stuff. So, and the way they weaved that kind of stuff into the comedic, into the drama, into each other was beautiful. And also, they allowed, to me, there's basically 3 main characters: Hank, Barry, and Jill. Is it Jill?
Sally?
His girlfriend? Sally, my bad. I don't know where I got it.
You're way off.
Sally. Yeah, Sally. And their 3 main stories, they gave each other enough space for it to be successful, but they weaved together beautifully. And the writing on this was amazing. And the execution, like the director and the vision of everything they did was amazing. And I was like, oh my God, this is cool. And they're 30-minute episodes. I'm like, you don't like, there's no fat on it. And anyways, by far my favorite season, and this season of Barry deserves all the praise it's gonna get.
100% agree. Like this season, Barry's always been really good, but this season they leveled up. And like to keep, like you were saying, like no fat. I swear they write like hour-long episodes and just chop in or smash it down to like a 30-minute episode because there's just so many interesting things that happen. It just is nonstop. And like one of the most impressive episodes, well, I think it was eight or nine. The second,
Is that the motorcycle one?
no, the one after that, I think it was. It was the one after that where Bill Hader has 0 lines the entire episode, and it was
okay, yeah.
and the whole episode was still absolutely like, flawlessly amazing. Like how
Yeah.
and I think he directed that, and I'm like, that's how you direct. You make yourself have 0 lines, less pressure.
Yeah.
But man, it was like it's so unexpected. Like, but the arcs.
I think he's planning to direct the entire season.
Whole season. Yeah, I listened to that podcast you sent me, and he talks about it,
Yeah.
and apparently they were in the middle of writing season 4, and they had all these realizations that they had to go back and rewrite a whole bunch of season 3 right before they started shooting it. So they're way ahead of the curve here.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
there's so many things to say, but oh my god, I loved the theme for this season. Essentially, like your past is coming back to haunt you, and like literally, so much of his past is like literally attacking him. And it pushes like the story forward in these really interesting and unexpected ways. I'm like, damn, it's like Consequence. Like so many characters are all coming back. And I thought that was such a great, like a plot point. I don't know what you would call it, but it was the whole season. It's just trying to escape your past and you kind of in a way can't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was great, dude. It was great. Going into some spoilers, man, Sally's fucked up.
A little bit, you think?
Oh man, but I love that shot because when she's at the airport or whatever.
Oh my god!
And
yeah, the last
like
one.
it shows her face and she's on the phone. Yeah, and then okay,
I love you.
And
I'll see you in a few minutes.
And the camera pans back, and then you see like, oh, this chick
is literally getting
like,
onto a plane.
Yeah, to ditch him.
Yeah, I'll be right there.
So, oh man, Sally, that chick is something else.
I got to tell you, I have like two, like the two MVPs, like in every season is always Hank and Sally, like as actors.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Damn. But like in season 2, she had like this amazing one-shot monologue where it's just super deep and you're just like feeling for her. And the last line of that monologue is like the most selfish, shitty thing a person could say. Yeah. And you're like, what? So she deadpans and delivers these monologues so perfectly. Like Sarah Goldberg is the actress, and she just home run hitter. Like, and not just that, but in this season, she had two scenes where she was just the home run MVP. I'm like, and you don't see these, like the scene starts out like nonchalant, simple, and then all of a sudden it turns into something completely different, like the elevator scene where she just starts screaming.
You just perk up and it's your own seat. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
You're like, and the intensity for an actor to bring, like, it was intense, like rage and like tears almost going down her eye. You're like, oh my God. And how you feel for the other actor in that same shot, you're just like, dude, I don't know how actors go to those places, but it's so like amazing acting is just mind blowing to me to like watch.
To piggyback off of that, I just can't believe how, like, so she does that in the elevator, right? And then, oh, guess what? People are gonna find out, and they start leaking the video and stuff like that. And she's like so oblivious, and that's even more impressive to me as an actor. Like, wait a minute, like I go off, but I'm right, and just her self belief in that she's the righteous one, and then she was right. Man, like that acting alone, I was like, whoa. She's like, oh, I have to let you go, her agent or whatever, and I'm like, she was like, I don't care. You know, like I was right. I did the right thing. I
will burn everything down to do what I think is the right thing. I'm like, don't you understand how the world works? And she doesn't. She's got. And they established that in like the opening scene when you first see her in the beginning of the season, and she has this full arc where she goes from like this high where she finally got what she wanted, and it's all gone in like a 20-second conversation with the network saying, well, our algorithm isn't like this, so we're just dropping everything. And just like that, it's all gone. And she just thinks like she's such a believer in like fair. That's not fair. Like she doesn't believe like that's just what happened. We got to keep moving on. And she's so obsessed with the idea of like fair. And she gets so angry and out of control, and that spirals. And you think you think she's kind of turning into a better person because of the whole scene with Barry, where she's like, I can't be with you, like you're a crazy person, like because Barry says some crazy shit to her, and you're like, wow, Sally's growing. She's growing past Barry, like their codependent relationship. And then immediately, like, one episode later, she's like, I need you to do all that crazy shit. And I'm like, whoa. And from that one thing, she just spirals like to Barry's level, essentially. Like, wow. You know what it is? It's like a 10 times better version of the Joker movie. her whole path. She goes to like a dark place.
Here we go. Hot take Andres again.
I felt for her.
Hey guys, when he doesn't like something, he doesn't like it for real. You know what? Yeah, dude, I was gonna say that too about like what a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? Like going from that to that, like, hey Barry, you know all that shit that you said? I want you to do that shit to this fucking person right now.
The shit that I don't ever want to see you again because you said. Now I'm fully on board. Yeah,
but then like, dude, so the biker guy comes in and it was kind of like with the way the camera pans and you see the guy, you're like, oh snap, that guy's right there. And then that whole fight scene and it was amazing. Intense. And it gave me True Romance vibes, you know, when Alabama's in the hotel, and the rage just kicks in and it's full survivor mode.
Dude, that's a perfect call right there.
Yeah,
and it's gritty.
Man, it was just like that. Yeah,
like they didn't pull punches.
It was raw. It was raw. So kudos to her, man. Pull that off. It was amazing.
And it's funny. I was listening to that podcast where they said the actor who was the biker guy coming to kill him. They say he's like the nicest guy and he's so sweet and they're all laughing. But then they have to do this scene with this actor doing this and like, oh man, that intensity was. And then like I loved the addition of the idea of a soundproof booth that these guys do their recording.
That was crazy.
And then what did they use? They used that room as a murder room, like during that scene. And it's like it's even more adds like levels of text, simple little details add like that level of texture. And you're like,
I wonder how many people are in the writing room. You know, we're like, hey guys, you know what? That's cool, but like, what if we do it in the soundproof room?
And you just see swinging.
Like, oh,
yeah. And then you see blood and her, like that scene where she comes out and Barry's telling her, you were never here. You didn't do this. Or I forgot what he was trying to say.
And I think it was a pretty long shot, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because the camera just picks up and pans. Dude. And he's like, dang, that was so good.
I love the intensity. So good. Like, it's supposed to be a comedy. Yeah. It is a dark-ass comedy. But I think it just, those darks just make the comedy even funnier. Those contrasts are like, oh, man.
But that comedy, I think, is what kind of grounds the characters because they're so crazy, and then they'll do something dumb like you and I would say or do or whatever, you know. I'm like, oh really? Oh, I didn't realize that, you know, because it's just a normal thing to do, which makes it funny, which brings that connection for us to them because they're like, oh, they're kind of normal, you know. I think I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
and like the season, the season was kind of about redemption in a lot of ways, where Barry kind of gets it when that one dude, his buddy, I can't believe I forgot his name, the FBI agent, who shows back up, who was an awesome audition to bring that character back because he kind of brings it full circle, but at the same time he kind of gives him like he tells him like, you're not evil, you're just, all these things you've done have been terrible, but you're not an evil person. And that kind of gives Barry like his like redemption quality, but then he goes and fucks it up.
What about the scenes with the detective's dad? Did you love my daughter? Like, right? Dude, I was like, say yes. He's gonna eat you, bro.
Dude, who came up with that? Like, who did you interview? Like some kind of interrogator to figure out? Like, I don't know how that shit would work. You know what I mean? Like, how do you come up with a simple thing where he just sits there and asks you the same question and people start kind of like almost breaking down like Kusino and it's so
Well,
simple.
and for us, yeah, and for us, it was set up previously because when he was introduced, like he was only in like 2 or 3 episodes. When he first was introduced, he was like, "Oh yeah, like I was in the war, blah blah blah, and I made my interrogator kill himself."
Yeah,
He's the one that's being interrogated, but he made that other guy kill himself.
you're just like, not just that, and then like that whole scene. Oh, it's such an awesome scene. It's like a one shot scene, I think, where he's driving Fuchs to go do something. I forgot what stupid fucking Fuchs thing he was trying to. I love how dumb Fuchs is.
Fuchs is dumb, dude.
And he thinks he's the smartest person in the room at all times.
Yeah.
And then it's the cars. I was watching it and I'm like, I saw a police car that he passed by. Then I saw another one, and then another one. I'm like, wait a minute, is he taking him to? And then it slowly starts to pull up, and there's like 10 cops just standing outside waiting. We're like, oh shit, this guy just outsmarted dipshit the whole time, and Fuchs would not stop talking until he didn't realize what was happening until he was right in front of the police station. Such a good shot.
It's like he kind of did the same thing with Barry.
Mm-hmm.
He was just kind of like, he was just standing there and like, dude, it was so cool. Like when you first hear like drop your gun and you don't see anybody, and you're like, is that in his head?
Yeah.
Is that in his head?
Yeah.
Like you're like, because even he doesn't know if it's in his head. That's how crazy he is. Because he's looking around, he's like, nah, I didn't hear that. And then the guy doesn't turn around and stuff, and then slowly but surely, man, they come out, and he's thinking about like, what are my options? You can see his head kind of working, like what, and then he doesn't have any options, man. It's over.
It's a fascinating thing because Barry, at my opinion, at the end of season 2, Barry is unredeemable at that point. He murders like everyone, nice people that he's befriended just because he was just upset. And this whole season, you're like, well, he's. I think Barry's got to die at some point. He has to. He's ultimately like the villain, and so we'll see what happens. It's a fun journey, but oh my god, like that dude needs. When it happens, I'm not gonna feel bad. I'm just gonna be like, okay, that's it's gonna be like the most shocking, crazy thing because that's what they do with the show.
Yeah.
So they got to end it. But all right, let's lighten it up now with the darkness of Barry, the awesomeness of and hilarity of Hank.
Yeah.
Love Hank. Every time we'll even rewind the scenes sometimes when Hank's on screen just so we could watch it again because it's so damn enjoyable.
I just love his. I don't know if it's innocence or just being naive. I don't know what it is.
I think he's.
What do you call that?
I think he's got like this toxic positivity in a way where he's overly positive to the point where just everything kind of just falls apart, and it's just too like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what you got to like back up a little bit. But man, it's so good. Like everything. Anthony. Oh man, what's his name? Anthony Kerrigan. I think it's the actor's name. Fantastic. All right.
Yeah.
So let's do this thing. Our top 3 Hank moments from this season, because everyone loves Hank.
Yeah. I'll go first. For one of my favorite ones. I love when he's in what country is he supposed to be? Like
Bolivia? I think it's Bolivia.
Bolivia. And he's like, Esteban Cifuentes.
He's like walking around a farmer's market.
He walking around, and then like he finds this random guy, and then the guy starts pulling out a dart and everything like that. He's like, "Oh yeah, I thought that's what you were gonna do, but I didn't want to be rude."
His delivery of that.
Oh my goodness.
That was on my top 3. Where the dude.
That was yours?
Yep, that's one of them. I don't have them in order, but that's on my top 3.
Yeah.
That was like, who thought of the idea if he walks up to a dude, it says the name, and the guy slowly pulls like this blowgun out of his pocket. He doesn't just pull it out. He has to slowly assemble it and start screwing all these parts together while Hank kind of looks at him like, I think I know what's going on. And then he puts a little dart there and he shoots it in Hank's neck. And as soon as it hits Hank, I thought that's what you were going to do, but I didn't want to be rude. And then and that's it for Hank in that scene. Oh, you have to like, neither of us will ever do it justice. You got to watch it if you haven't watched it. But if you're seriously listening to this without watching it, shame on you. Yeah. All right.
You go first this time.
Oh, the next one, the bake shop. Was it? I had to look it up. Beignets by Mitch.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah,
that scene was just pure comedy. It's just literally Hank just sitting there, and it's all reaction. He's just watching this dude talk, and this guy is like going off in these random places. Oh, so I don't really know you, bro, but I think we'd make really good business partners. I'm thinking about opening another shot, and Hank is just staring at him, just super fucking confused the whole time. And Hank is usually the one in that position, so they kind of role reversed it, and you can see how squirmy Hank gets, and he slowly starts backing up. Okay, so I call you, I'll think about it, and I cannot even come close to doing it justice, but I just could
yeah.
not stop laughing. Like it was like the
That
simplest thing.
that Benet guy is like a silent MVP for that episode because he knocked it out of the park.
You've never seen his character before, and you probably won't see it again.
Yeah,
And he was like in 2 or 3 scenes
yeah,
in this episode.
yeah.
I
That
loved
guy
it.
came in throwing
I
flames.
loved it.
That was on my list too. It's so funny. It's gonna be interesting if we have the
All right,
same three scenes.
let me see. What's
All right. I don't think you're gonna pick this one.
all right,
But
I got my next one, but go ahead, fire away.
I think the finale, man, when the it's not funny,
No,
but I love him. Um, everything that's going outside.
yeah,
It sounds horrible,
yeah,
horrific, and he's in there and it's working in his head that whole scene
oh
where,
yeah,
and then he breaks free, and then he frees his lover, and he comes, man. That was like, I was like, oh, mad hugs, you got him, man, you saved him. That was my favorite part, man. Like
it was
the redemption.
powerful,
Yeah, man.
and it's a
I
very
love that part.
non-traditional Hank scene. I didn't choose that because it's dark and it's unhappy, and
Yeah,
Hank from that whole sequence on traumatized, I think,
yeah.
and we'll see what happens with his character going
Well,
forward.
Cristobal is a vegetable.
So
That was messed up what they were doing to him.
it's
You know.
it, yeah, you were totally fine with what happened with Hank's actions, and like, oh my god,
Yeah.
that's an awful place they put Hank.
That might be something that's not gonna age that well, moving forward and stuff, just because of that whole, you know, homophobic thing, and I don't know, it was tough to watch and stuff
No, but they were,
as far as
but
what they were doing to Cristobal.
yeah, because
I mean, it's part of the storytelling. I get that,
dude, there's whole
but
documentaries based on that
oh yeah,
crazy
yeah,
stuff that they,
pray the gay away,
yeah,
like, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff like that. It was just kind of like, oh, it was a little difficult to take in,
yeah,
just because you felt so horrible for that character.
yeah. It was, oh,
Or people that's happened
oh.
to previously in real life. So, but
But they
anyways,
got their comeuppance
um,
because of it, I would say, in the
yeah,
end. But
at least, yeah, I wish he had a bigger gun.
yeah, man, that was a tough scene, but so well done. Like shockingly,
Yeah,
like
I
wow.
felt it made me happy to see them together.
All right,
They're such a cute couple. And then on a high note,
I'm gonna end this on a higher note. One of my other favorite Hank scene, and they're in no particular order, the interrogation scene where he's getting interrogated. And leading up to it, he's so excited and proud to get arrested so he could finally have his moment in the interrogation room. So he could finally pull one over on the cops in the most Hank way possible. Where he's just he's playing a character of himself in this interrogation room, trying to it would have been hilarious if they showed him watching some interrogation scenes from movies to try to pull from, because he is so putting on a show, and it's not that good. But the cops that are interrogating him are complete morons, and I think that's where he says it's the Raven. I think he's, and it's so over the top and ridiculous, and he's so perfect Hank in that scene, and the cop just hook, line, and sinker because they're so terrible, and they just run with the idea of the Raven, and he just has this look on his face the whole time where he's playing the character getting interrogated. And the dumbass cops keep bringing that, and then later on, the FBI guy's like, "What? The Raven? Are you stupid?" And the cop just keeps going with it. It's such a funny bit that keeps going, and that whole scene was just Hank being excited to get interrogated by the cops so he could plant a fake story. I love that. That is such a Hank thing.
Yeah,
and he's so proud that he gets to do this because he thinks he's doing the right thing for the team.
Super proud of himself.
Yeah.
he contributed, so he's like, yeah.
Okay, guys, more time to shine. Like, so I loved the interrogation scene. That was just so
Yeah.
well done. And yeah, so that's Barry season 3. Season 4, hopefully next year. God, I hope it's next year.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to a much lighter show. What do we got next?
Yeah. We got Hacks season 2. Um, yeah, positive news. They already got renewed for season 3. We just found that
Yeah.
out a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Um, I was prepared to leave it the way it was, because it had like a solid, ending
Yeah.
as far as where the team left off. But I'm excited to see them back. I'm not gonna lie, your boy shed a couple tears. At the
Really?
season finale.
Let's
Yeah,
say our spoilers right now, because I mean it's a whole
yeah,
season. We should talk about it. So we're gonna get into
yeah,
some spoilers here, and we're just talking about the rest of
yeah,
it's gonna be spoiler filled. So if you haven't seen Hacks
yeah,
on HBO, put it on your list immediately. It's an easy,
yeah,
good watch. It's
yeah.
very
Half
light.
an hour.
It's light. You're in, you're out. It's super enjoyable. The performances are all awesome. You're gonna probably laugh your ass off.
Yeah, and different from Barry. There's no dead bodies or anything like
Well,
that, so it's
well,
gonna be
there's been a few, not like Barry. But the
yeah,
first season, I think there's at least one. Oh, there's one from the first
yeah.
season.
But I'm saying there's no assassins
No,
or
no,
like cartels
no.
or Chechen gangs.
It's a pretty.
Uh,
It's pretty grounded for the most part. It's very fantasy based in the entertainment industry, but anyways, this is spoiler thing, so I want to hear about your man tears.
yeah, man. At the end, where Deborah is uh um accepting was it what was that, an award? Damn, I can't
At
remember.
the very end,
But she was giving a speech.
that
Was
was
that?
at the very end that she was giving a speech because they had just picked up the rights to her special on some network, and she was
Yeah.
kind of talking shit to the network, like, "Hey, thanks for taking a chance." And I think that
Oh, it was an after party,
yeah,
right?
yeah, to celebrate the launch, or the I guess the pickup
Yeah.
launch of her new show that got picked up.
Yeah.
Her special that she what's it called, self-funded it, and she took a big chance.
Yeah. Well, anyways, when she gave that speech and she was happy and everybody was happy, and I mean there was a lot building up towards that because like Deborah shot the episode, or Deborah thought that oh my god, the names.
Eva?
What's this is Eva. Yeah, Ava wasn't gonna be there, and Ava surprised her before
Oh
the
yeah,
taping. And she was happy to be there.
because Deborah was
So
kind of
that was
having a hard day, and like she just told
yeah,
everyone to fuck off. And she, right before she went on stage, you hear Eva's voice, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
yeah.
Because
And she was there.
yeah, the scene right before, you see Eva's in L.A., like just on a soundstage or something, and then it cut to her
Yeah.
because she couldn't make it, and then immediately you hear her voice. You're like, "Oh,
Yeah. So that was a happy moment. And then cut to, the speech, and uh sorry, I'm drawing a blank. What's the main character's name?
Deborah Vance."
Devra. My God. Ava and Devra.
Come on, bro.
This whole thing's about Devra and Eva. Sorry, brain fart. So Deborah's giving the speech, and she's like giving Ava writing credit
Yeah,
for co-writing the whole special with her, and I think that did it, man. That did it. Giving her credit right there on the spot, and then when they at the end when they met on the balcony, they met on the balcony,
yeah,
and she kind of like fired her basically,
yeah,
but at the same time it was kind of like letting your little one go out into the world
yeah,
and be something great,
yeah.
and you're like, oh man, here it comes.
She knew by keeping her, she was limiting her when she had all these amazing offers and opportunities. You couldn't keep that cage. And I think, so yeah, I totally wanted to talk about that. Like, I thought it was such a brilliant thing because it gave Deborah the chance to be like a better mother figure than she was to her own daughter. And like, her and her own daughter, like that ship had sailed, and you can see like all the regret she had, and she talks about it through all the seasons. And when she had this chance to like right those wrongs, but do a better job of being a mother figure, because she even sees how Ava's mother is not much of a mother figure, so she kind of starts taking it on, and you realize like, when did this show get so deep all of a sudden? And they totally pull that out on you, and you're like, oh my god. And then it's so heartfelt, and like you can see the pain on both of their eyes, and she doesn't want her to, but she knows she kind of has to, dare I say, I forgot where this is from, she had to white fang her and be like, get out of here, go. Like she had to like fire her. She's not like encouraging her to go away, because she knows if she doesn't fire her, she'll just stay in her like safe, happier place, and she knows she needs to kind of get out there and just do her own thing. So it was a huge growing moment for both of them. It was awesome. So good.
Yeah. And again, the acting in this series is
top notch.
Amazing.
Top notch.
Yeah. So, yeah, kudos to everybody on the show, man. It got me in the feels. It got me.
I loved how the season essentially was like a road. Like 60-70% of this season was on the road, which is a lot of fun. Like a lot of fun. And there were so many episodes of like, they're at the carnival. Like, all right, or not, like a fair, state fair randomly. And there was so much character growth in that one episode between all the characters. You're like, damn, how did they sneak in all of this character growth when they're at like on the road at this fair? And they totally did it. Like, kudos to like the writers and the actors for pulling all of it off. Like, I couldn't believe how good this season's fantastic.
Yeah.
So
man, kudos.
I can't say enough good things. Hacks on HBO Max. Definitely, if it's not on your list, put it on your list, man. It's already aired. You'll probably get through all of it in like 1 or 2 days, because it's easy.
So moving on, we got a question for you, buddy. Is Barry, Hacks, and the Boys the best triple threat that has aired at the same time? Like, it was a lot of stuff to consume all at once, but when it's this high quality,
dude, it's nuts.
What do you think?
For this year, absolutely. I haven't looked at the bigger picture schedule for the rest of the year, but this, I mean, just between Barry and the Boys alone, like those two just came out like just fucking RB, like just home run after home run after home run after home run. Like, how are you going to stop that? And then you throw in Hacks, where you're just like, you expected it to be good, but it's better than good. Like, how is it possible for the rest of the year to get anything better than this? I hope I'm wrong, because that would mean we get even more content to put on the list. But right now, I'm not seeing it. And here's the other thing: 2 of those 3, the best shows, are on HBO.
Yeah.
Like,
and we're not even talking about We Own the City and Winning Time, also HBO shows.
Which
those are top of the list too.
Yeah, this is a good time to be a consumer of content. Like, oh my, it's awesome. I don't know. What are your thoughts on those 3?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy because like when Barry was hitting the peak, like episodes 6, 7, 8, the last run of episodes of Barry.
Yeah,
it's like that's how hot The Boys started, and it's like The Boys comes out on Friday.
Yeah,
Barry comes out on Sunday. Hacks comes out on Thursday. You're like, oh my god, there's all this stuff. What are you doing? And everything's really good, and you want to find out what's gonna happen. You want to know where the story is going in each of these TV shows.
Totally,
and it's totally great to feel that your time is not being wasted, and like they respect us and they want to give us something good.
Yeah,
and so kudos to all the creatives and all the artists and all the people that work behind the scenes.
Give all big virtual hug, man. Like, these things are all like A+, like A+.
Yeah.
Which, unlike certain other Obi-Wan shows right now that are struggling, but we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Next week.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch some of these shows to get that taste out of my mouth. But all right, let's go. Moving on.
All right, something else we watched.
Yeah,
it came out. We watched it.
Yeah.
So, we're doing the work, guys, and this is Spiderhead, an original Netflix movie.
Yeah.
starring Chris Hemsworth
Miles
and
Teller.
Miles Teller. Thank you. Directed by Joseph Kaczynski.
Yeah.
Also directed Top Gun
Yeah.
Maverick and
Awesome.
Tron
Yeah.
and
Oblivion.
We Are the Brave or Only the Brave. So we watched it. What did you think?
I liked it. We watched it last night. I liked it. Christina, I think, liked it a little bit more than me. But for the most part, it's like a smaller film for, I think, everyone
Yeah.
involved, which is really nice when like they all get to kind of take a break and just get their acting chops in there.
Yeah.
I liked the design of the whole
It
film.
looked great.
Like, in its simplistic
Man, it
design.
looked
Yeah.
pretty.
And they kept it simple and just let the story and the actors kind of do their thing. And there was never any
Yeah.
moments where I was kind of bored too when it took place, like in like what, 3 rooms the whole film for the most part.
Yeah. The set design was crazy because
Yeah.
even though, like you said, it was a tight space.
Yeah.
Like every time they shot it from a different angle, you're like, oh man, this is a cool space to work or to like be in.
Well,
And,
dude, he had like
and,
a great director, a top-notch director of photography with Claudio Murata. That dude's been doing it for like 20 years. Like I'm pretty sure he shot Top Gun, and I'm pretty sure he shot
Yeah.
Oblivion, and I'm pretty sure he shot. I gotta look it up. I'm 90% sure he won Academy Award for Life of Pi. So the dude has, he's gonna look really good.
yeah, no, man, it looked amazing.
The story, how'd you like the story?
I liked it. I enjoyed the positions that like the way that we're telling Miles Teller's story.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how they did the flashback and all that.
Yeah.
And he's trying to redeem himself or find peace, in the tragedy, that occurred and stuff. But yeah, some of these other guys aren't nice guys.
No.
But I liked it. I liked his story and his redemption story.
He's a good actor, man. Like he's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah.
And him against Chris Hemsworth too. They were really great together.
Yeah. It's funny because everybody knows how jacked Chris Hemsworth can get, but Miles Teller is not no scrub, man. I'm sure he's a fit kid, fit guy.
That's what Christina said. She's like, he put on a bunch of weight because he was in Whiplash, where he was much smaller and skinnier.
Yeah, and well, I think there's a couple shirtless scenes in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, makes sense. But
maybe some volleyball scenes.
We'll find out when we watch that one at some point soon, hopefully. But yeah, how'd you like Chris Hemsworth in the film?
He's a funny guy. He's a funny, charismatic guy.
Dude, he's hilarious.
So I enjoyed him. I thought he did a good job. The one nitpick, and it's not gonna be a spoiler, but the one nitpick, I wish that the last 20 minutes of the movie was 60 minutes of the movie.
Dude, I say the same thing to Christina today. I'm like, I think the weakest part was like the third act where it just kind of like ended. Like, I think there was a lot of space to play with the premise, because it could have been just absolutely bonkers with that many characters and that many, let's just call them options for directions that those characters could go. And I'm like, dude, this could be really like, I could see like 15, 20 minutes.
They could have gone bananas with it.
Yeah, from like the main Miles Teller going from like point A to point B could have taken like 20, 30 minutes easy, and like just completely like, what? Like how, you know what I mean? Like we're not trying to spoil anything, but it could have been like, the premise was there. They could have massively paid it off. But at the same time, it wasn't like that kind of a film. It wasn't like that insane, over the top, blockbustery thing. Like stuff happens, but it's not over the top for the most part.
Yeah.
So
they make sure they develop the story and not try to make it like this Michael Bay extravaganza.
Yeah.
So it was good, but I just wish it would have, like, I think they set it up enough where they could have expanded on that part at the end.
I think they could have paid that off a little bit better. To nitpick some things, I didn't quite understand. Well, I don't want to spoil it, but there's like the B6. I'll just say this: the B6 at the very end. They didn't. I don't recall that ever being mentioned or alluded to earlier in the film for it to be kind of like a main thing. So I was like, they could have like set that up or paid that off a little bit differently. But I understood what they were trying to do overall. So I'm like, I'll let it all go. And the film was so solid across the board. I'm like, I'm good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And the other highlight,
Well,
go ahead.
what's the other highlight?
The boat. That was a beautiful boat. That wooden
Oh,
boat. Like, I don't even know boats, but that was a beautiful boat.
yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I was gonna say the highlight for me was like all those needle drops. I love those. I love all the music that they used.
Yeah,
So,
great soundtrack. Even Christina, she
uh,
even was like, "Wait a minute, is that?" And then
yeah,
they even took a really classic song and they repurposed it in a really quite. And she looked it up after the thing on Netflix. No, sorry, YouTube. It was like from 1979, an all instrumental thing by, oh, I forgot the name of the artist, but this dude, the guy who wrote the song at the very end, over the in credits, is like the saxophone or horn trumpet player, and he went on to be the co. Do you know this story? He co-founded A&M Records. This one guy who wrote this one song founded this record company, and he went on to be worth like $800 million after writing this one song. And he rode that wave. Let me tell you,
yeah.
for that one song, it was great, and they used it in the film.
No, man, the music was amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. You got anything else? You good?
No, that was damn it, Spiderhead on Netflix. Put on your list. It's definitely worth checking out, folks.
Yeah, yeah. You'll enjoy it. I just want to give it a shout out to Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. It's a little bit outside I think my age. It's geared towards
Yeah.
younger people, let's say, but it's a Marvel TV show. But the way they're making it is really fun. It's really fun. It kind of brings the little kid out of you, and um, it has a lot of really cool ways of problem solving some of the issues that come up for the character, and it's shot really cool. And it's kind of like they try to channel a little bit of the Lord and Miller style into live action
Oh,
of animation,
so maybe I should check it out.
So it has some pretty cool stuff. So yeah, and it's light, it's Disney Plus, and it's fun.
So that's
Fun show.
Miss Marvel or Mrs.
Yeah,
Marvel?
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel on Disney Plus. All right.
Yeah, just a quick shout out.
Cool.
Moving on to a touchy subject here on Put It on the List. We got trailers. And we got a couple trailers. We didn't want to overdo it.
Yeah, we went nuts last week.
Here we go. The final trailer for Jordan Peele's Nope. And we have a document that we share, right? And I put it on there. Like, hey, what about this trailer? And then he replied, speaking in third person, Andres is skipping this trailer. I read there are trailers in the trailer. So going into this episode, guys, he did not watch the trailer. I did watch the trailer. It's fun. I'm excited. I don't want to give a lot of stuff away, but the cast looks amazing. The way it's shot, it's something really different. I can't really give it a comparison to something else. So I'm excited and it looks fun. Andres, go.
First of all, screw you. I watched the first trailer when it came out during the Super Bowl. I'm like, this looks awesome.
And the 30-second Super Bowl trailer?
Yeah. That they paid like $8 trillion for. So I was like,
okay.
Jordan Peele, hell yeah. So I watched that trailer, and then I was going to watch this one, but even in the link to watch this trailer, it even said spoilers ahead. Like, don't click this if you don't want to. I'm like, well, thank you. I'm not going to click it. I appreciate that. We do things like put spoiler tags. They put it. I'm like, that's good enough for me. Like, if I go into a Jordan Peele movie not knowing what he's going to do, more the better. Because I don't even want to. Yeah. There you go. I didn't want to get it spoiled. So go ahead, slap away. What you got?
Moving on. Second trailer for Bullet Train.
Yeah.
Directed by David Leitch.
Leitch, I think.
I think that's the way you say it.
Yeah.
Directed Deadpool, Atomic Blonde. I love the Atomic Blonde.
Deadpool 2.
And Deadpool 2. Thank you. and co-directed John Wick,
Yeah.
numero uno.
Yeah. Oh, he also
I
did.
watched this
He
trailer.
also did Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw. Anyways, we won't talk about that. Um, I watched this trailer. I love whenever they shoot Tokyo or somewhere, yeah, Tokyo specifically, with all the color, like the neon colors and
Sure.
stuff like that. So I love that in this trailer, and it looks funny, and Brad Pitt looks like he's on in his bag and stuff, being his charming self. A little less smart than other characters he's played. It seems like, but I love it. I love it, and I love all the uh, the characters they introduced in the trailer. Um, yeah, I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
It looks like a lot of fun.
I'll just.
Did you watch the trailer, buddy?
Who?
Did you watch the trailer, buddy?
So I'm excited for the idea of this film. I didn't watch the second trailer. I watched part of the first one, and I
oh, somebody give this guy a cookie. Freaking part of the first one. This guy, man. Oh my god, man. This guy. 0 for 2.
Yeah.
0 for 2. Bro, just write in the document. Let's get rid of this trailer segment. We don't have to talk about trailers.
I actually would totally watch this trailer. I just didn't get around to it because I got swamped. And I just failed that one. I let you down. I owe you a big hug. Will you accept a hug?
Oh my god.
Hug and a cookie.
I like your hugs.
Yeah, they're pretty good hugs.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, I am looking forward to the Bullet Train when it comes out.
Okay.
I'll watch it just for Brad Pitt alone. That guy's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. That's cool.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. New to the list. Here we go. Excited about this, man. Umbrella Academy.
Hell yeah.
Season 4? I thought it was season 3.
Season 3. Typo.
Season 3, right? Typo. Netflix, June 22nd.
That's really soon.
Excited.
It's like in 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
And that show,
I'm excited.
They structure it so well. It's just like you have to keep binging. You can't stop. You just got to keep going. They do such a good job with the structure.
Yeah.
Like it just goes. Like, oh no, they end every episode on a little oh damn, oh damn, oh damn, and then end the season on a big old oh damn. So you can't stop watching Umbrella Academy. It's awesome. I love the design, the acting, the costumes. They spend money on the effects. It's fantastic for the most part.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I have no idea what they're doing with this season, so I'm even more. I mean, I know the Sparrows are going to come in, whatever, however that works out. Super excited.
Yeah.
The other thing that's also new to the list is coming the same freaking day, Doctor Strange 2. Less of a commitment, only one film, not in one season, but damn it, that's happening this week too.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get into
Give me the stuff.
We're going to get into that next week, 100%. Super excited. So yeah, Umbrella Academy on Netflix and Doctor Strange 2 on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Dude, it's on.
Okay, it's on.
It's on.
One more thing to add to the list this week. The Man from Toronto, also on Netflix, June 24th. Directed by Patrick Hughes. Starring Kevin Hart, Woody Harrelson, and Kaylee Cuoco. It looks fun. I'm excited to see. Whenever I see Kevin Hart, it's a gamble, but I'm excited to see him with a different pair or a different
he's not with The Rock this time.
Yeah, exactly. Because and Woody Harrelson, man, Woody Harrelson is top notch for me. I love almost everything that he does and stuff. And he can be so deadpan. He can just be straight up funny. He can be scary. He can be nice. His range is amazing. So I'm really curious to see how they pull this off together. So I'm excited about this.
I definitely want to give
Toronto.
I definitely want to give it a chance. It's on Netflix. I'm like, dude, right there. There's other things that are I think going to go higher on the list would be the Umbrella Academy and Doctor Strange 2. But once I knock those out, or if I just need a little bit of a palate cleanser, if shit gets a little too dark or too much, I'll definitely put this film on.
Yeah. So, what did he say? June 24th.
I think that's like a Friday, and I think the other two like a Wednesday.
Man from Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. What do we got next?
Moving on. Next, we got a new segment, Guilty Pleasure Show. We each have something. It could be a show, it could be a movie, something that you love that you think other people might not like or make fun of, but you think it's awesome either way. You know. And for me, I'm just gonna put it out there.
It sucks.
I'm not a big reality person, reality TV person, but something has its hooks in me, and I can't let it go. And that's Below Deck, and all the Below Deck shows. There's like 3 or 4 of them. Oh my goodness, I can't help it. It has a great scenery. You get to travel the world. They have private chefs, so you get to look at some amazing food.
Let's take a step back for a second.
Ocean.
What is the premise for what's it called? Below Decks? What's the premise?
The premise. All right, glad you asked. It's a reality show, and this camera crew follows around the staff that works at these big private yachts, like extreme luxury yachts. And
so it's about the crew that works on all the yachts.
Yeah.
It's not about Jordan Belfort. It's about the people who work for Jordan Belfort who have to like put up with it.
Yeah. Well, and then like people rent these yachts for like 3 or 4 days, and they go out there and whatever they're at, like in Greece, and they get pampered for 3 days, and then they leave like a $20,000 tip, and they split the tip. And but you got to eat a lot of chetos to get that tip, because these people, I mean, one episode, oh my god, this guy prepared these are like culinary trained chefs, right?
Sure.
And this guy prepared a chicken with some fancy looking sauce, and they brought out the food, and the lady was like, "Is this chicken? Chicken is for poor people. I don't eat chicken. Send it back." And you're like, "Oh my god, this lady's crazy." So, I mean, there's that, and then there's the drama between the staff, and then there's the maybe people hook up aspect of it. They're all, man. It's called Guilty Pleasure, bro.
Yeah, they got you.
It's called Guilty Pleasure.
It's okay.
And if it was like, oh yeah, it's one episode, it's one show. Let me see. There's the original, the Below Deck. There's Below Deck Mediterranean, Below Deck Down Under, and Below Deck Sailing Yacht. So there's 4 different shows. Obviously, Bravo's like, hey, this is a money getter. So it's really popular, man.
No,
so
cool.
I don't want to hear about this. I don't want to hear no below deck slander.
No, why would I ever do that? Because reality shows are so good and they're so real. Like that lady complaining about the chicken.
They all suck except this.
Yeah, I have a hard time with reality shows because I think there's very little reality. Like that lady saying that shit with the chicken. Like, who the fuck is going to say that with a straight face, with a camera in their face? Like, I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know, bro.
She's either next level psychopath or sociopath, or she is just, acting for the camera. But it's all good. It makes for good entertainment.
Bro, these people are crazy. These people are crazy.
All right. They're out there. They're definitely, I mean, you got your Amber Heards.
Dude, watch. I
used to think people weren't that crazy until the Johnny Depp trial. I'm like, oh, I get it. All right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, people have taken poops inside the jacuzzis, and they got to clean them.
Can't have that now.
Yeah.
All right. That's Below Decks on what was it again? Well, what does it stream on?
Bravo.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stream it on Peacock.
Well, if it's ever around, I'll poke into it just to see what's up with you. Because usually I have pretty good taste, so I will probably dig it, and then someone else in our household will probably end up loving it.
It's a hole, the black hole you can't get out of. Bro.
All right.
And like I'm telling you, you go to Greece, you go to Fiji.
See, that's awesome.
You live vicariously through these people.
Yeah, I like that.
So,
anything travel wise, but yeah, We can talk about. We're gonna travel. We're gonna get into some traveling stuff in like a week or two.
What's your guilty pleasure show?
It's not so much a show. It's more like films. And the only reason.
Oh yeah.
Here's the thing. I didn't think it was as a guilty thing at all. So I'm just gonna. Let's open up right now. The feature films, Paddington 1 and 2. I love Paddington 1 and 2, especially the second one. Here's the thing.
Yes, you do.
Here's the thing. I don't understand how something that has like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes can also be considered
lies.
Guilty pleasure.
It's a children's movie, right?
It's a feel-good movie, and when you need like something simple and easy, it's there for you. You got your poops and jacuzzis. Yeah. We got Paddington, baby.
Yeah, I love when I give you like a piece of film, and then you're like, no, I turned it off after 15 minutes, but you'll watch freaking Paddington 10 times in a year.
It's so good.
I'm like, dude,
those films are like,
it's okay.
Especially the second. It's like this flawlessly executed film, both of them. The second one, even, yeah.
Stop.
No.
Flawless. First, the 3D, the bear doesn't look that great.
I think it looks perfectly well for all he needs to look. I think it's great. I think the animation's funny. I think the humor, it's like this Buster Keaton style silent film humor that they set up for the whole show, and it just pays off so well. Like they put so much planning into all these shots, and like they pull them off so well. And it's like,
I'm just saying,
the visual humor is hilarious. That's all I'm gonna say. The visual humor is hilarious.
All I'm gonna say that as a 40-something-year-old man, it's a little weird that you're putting Paddington on a pedestal. All right, it's a little weird, buddy. It's not like, like, oh yeah, do I like Encanto? It's all right, but I love Encanto because my kid loves Encanto. No, this is all you. You are a Paddingtonite. That's what you are.
Can I tell you how excited we are for the third one that they just started putting in production? Woo!
I know.
Hey,
I was like, I texted you. I was happy for you.
What's funny is we didn't even watch these in the theater. We discovered them later on Netflix or something. We're like, this is really fucking good. So anyways, screw you. Paddington's awesome. I ain't defending shit to you.
Bro, it's weird. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but poops and jacuzzi. You
That's real life.
You do you.
Real life struggles.
You do you. You're struggling.
Because the service industry is crazy, dude.
All right,
there's savages out there.
I'm with you 100% there. All right. Speaking of savages, moving on. God damn, you have a savage take, man. Anyways, moving on.
What? That you're crazy for like Paddington? That's not really a savage take, bro. It's just a little weird. It's a little cuckoo.
No.
You shit on crazy movies, on good movies, and you put Paddington over it. I think Paddington is in your top 10.
No, definitely not.
No.
But it's an easy go-to.
Close.
It's like a warm blanket go-to. You're like, you know what? Let's just do this.
I'm going to make you a shirt that says warm blanket.
Good. You do that. I'll make you one that says wet fucking blanket, because that's what you're being right now.
All right,
moving on.
Last thing before we go. Double feature.
Yeah.
The subject is mobster films that did not include Martin Scorsese or Francis Ford Coppola, because those are just classics and it'd be way too easy.
Yeah.
So we're going with organized crime.
Yeah, we wanted to do something kind of different. I mean, those guys would just rule everything. So in the same genre.
And for the record, my guy Andres picked the topic, so he should be able to knock it out of the park in full redemption mode because of his tragic pick from last week. Okay, no pressure, buddy. Go.
All right, the film I picked from 1993, A Bronx Tale, starring Chaz Palminteri and Robert De Niro. Oh shit, he just clapped for me. You guys did see it. He just clapped. So
I golf clap.
The reason this movie, it's so good. It's so understated. And how I kind of see this film, when you go back to Goodfellas and you see the young Henry Hill, and you see him as a kid, and you see him in this neighborhood kind of getting pulled in these different directions between like the mafia life and like his home life. This is the Bronx Tale. Basically, is what would happen if they extend that story between this kid in this neighborhood getting pulled into like the mafia world, and also at the same time have a protected dad. And the dad is, in this instance, is played by Robert De Niro, who is not a gangster, who wants them to like live and grow to be like a good citizen outside of crime. And then he's getting pulled by Chaz Palminteri, who's fantastic in this role, who's always really good. And he's kind of like a secondary father figure in that same crime world. And like the world's changing all around it in the neighborhood. And there's so many great scenes that you see in this film. And you get to see like the mafia guys and him getting kind of pulled away from the mafia. Like it could go either way for this kid. And you're kind of just hoping he just has like a safe life, and it sticks with him as a kid the whole time, the main character. And you get to see and it's like a more grounded mafia type film, organized crime film, and it gets into like racial tensions. It goes into like neighborhood politics. There's a great scene with Chad Palminteri. Well, you know what? I'm gonna hand it over to you, man. What's your take on A Bronx Tale?
I love it. I love it. I remember like watching it, and I'm like, man, this is some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like, seeing, like the rule, like, is she a keeper? Is she not a keeper? Like that kind of. Remember that with the door, the car?
Oh yeah,
where
Chaz Palminteri says that to him. Yeah. There's so many little moments like that in this film.
Yeah.
It's such a nice.
It's got some quotes too.
Yeah.
Man. It's like, see, before is where you could have left, but now you can't leave.
That's like one of my favorite lines of the whole movie. Like, you could have left, but now he locks the door. He sits there and slowly just locks the door in the bar and says, well, now you got to stay.
Yeah. Great pick, man.
Thanks.
Hey, just when I thought you couldn't do it, you totally redeem yourself.
Woo! I'm glad.
Right,
I was not sure what you were going to think about that one, but I didn't really give a shit because I like that movie.
It was on my list. It was one of my 2 movies.
All right, let's go over my other picks afterwards, and I'm curious what kind of crossover we had, but go ahead.
Okay. Well, I only had 2, so. I mean, I had a third if I needed, but I mean, there's only 2 of us.
Okay.
I only thought of 2. My pick is a little bit more serious, but I think it's kind of underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And like A Bronx Tale, I think is underrated.
Yeah,
overall,
definitely.
My pick is Eastern Promises.
Ooh.
David Cronenberg.
Ooh.
Viggo Mortensen.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that's a movie right there.
That film is no joke.
That's a film.
That film is no joke. It's Russian. It's Russian organized crime, so it's a very different take on like the idea of crime. But it's kind of a simpler. It's not like a huge story. It's like there's like what 4 or 5 main characters the whole time.
Yeah,
you're kind of seeing progressing forward some of the politics, and then there's like a couple reveals as it goes further, and you're like shit, and it's an impressive.
And at the end, you're just like, oh shit, I'm not fucking with anybody. Yeah,
I ain't going to no steam baths over there. None of that.
No thanks.
Like no tattoo.
I'm like, I took mental pictures of those tattoos.
No tattoos. Like, nothing.
No tattoos. No, none of that.
But man, that film between Eastern Promises and A History of Violence, with also Viggo Mortensen, the same director, those 2 films back to back would be a hell of a double feature. But Eastern Promises is awesome, man. Like I think that's Viggo's first big movie after Return of the King, and he just goes places in this role. You're like, shit. Like
man, it's so good,
Okay, but real quick, my other a couple of quick ones that I was gonna choose was my backups, Donnie Brasco and American Gangster. I thought those are really, really good. And
Donnie Brasco was my 3rd one.
There we go. We got some crossover. And then I have 2 more. It's more like heisty. I don't know. City of God. I love City of God. We should talk about that film some other time. Like
that movie's amazing.
That
was my 4th one.
That movie blows my mind.
But I was like, man, that's really violent. I don't know if I want to like mess people up.
Yeah. It's
even more violent than Eastern Promises.
It's like insane but beautiful at the same time. I can't even describe it. But yeah, so those are our double features this week. Would be Bronx Tale and Eastern Promises, 2 very different films. But man, Great pick, man. Great pick. All right. So that's our show this week. Man, that was a long one.
Yep. Yeah. A great time, man. Hey, man, you totally redeemed yourself this week.
Well, thank you very much,
we
sir.
We got to work on this guilty pleasure aspect of, the Paddington
Do we?
And the upper deck. I mean, below deck. But we'll see.
We'll see what we can do. Maybe I'll
if
check
you guys have any comments for us, then let us know. What you guys think?
Bring the Paddington love below. All right.
Keep it weird, I guess.
Yeah, there you go. Keeping it weird. So this fun. Thanks for having us as always. Thanks everyone for joining us. And this is Andres.
And this is Francisco.
And this has been Put It on the List. And have a great week.